Welcome to India. A country that will both challenge and inspire you, from the noise and hustle of its bustling cities to the peacefulness of its remote temples and natural beauty. The sights, sounds, and flavors of India can be overwhelming at times, but there's an undeniable magic in its diversity, history, and the warmth of its people. Whether you love it or find it difficult to navigate, India will leave an impression on you like no other place on earth. In this video, we will go through our 10-day itinerary through India's Golden Triangle, starting with 3 days in Delhi, followed by 2 days in Agra to witness the breathtaking Taj Mahal. Next, we'll explore the vibrant pink city of Jaipur for 2 days, before flying across the country to immerse ourselves in the dynamic culture of Mumbai for 3 days. From the beaches to the Dharavi slums, this journey offers a deep dive into the history, diverse landscapes, and vibrant energy of the country as we spend 10 days in India. But first, a few tips for your trip. We visited India in April, just as the temperatures were beginning to rise, with the hottest period of the year typically stretching from the end of April through October. We've heard that the best time to visit is from December to early March, when the weather is cooler. Despite the heat, we were lucky to enjoy sunny days with no rain, which made the experience more pleasant. When trying street food, we recommend sticking to the items that are cooked fresh and served hot in front of you to minimize the risk of food poisoning, rather than opting for things that are served cold. Although we didn't always follow this rule ourselves, and as we'll share later in this video, we definitely paid the price for it. The currency in India is the rupee, and we highly recommend carrying more cash than you think you'll need. Much of the country still relies on cash, especially for purchasing food, so having extra on hand will make things a lot easier. The people in India are some of the friendliest that we have ever met. However, there were times when our presence would attract a crowd, making it a bit hard to get away from, which could feel overwhelming at times. Despite that, the warmth and hospitality of the people made for an unforgettable experience. On day 1, we arrived in New Delhi from Japan to begin our journey. With an estimated population at around 22 million people, Delhi is one of the most populous cities in the world. This bustling metropolis blends rich history with modern energy, making it an exciting place to start our adventure. Since it was already late when we arrived, we headed straight to our Airbnb to rest and recharge for a long day of exploring Delhi the following day. On day 2, our journey began the breathtaking Safdarjung tomb, a masterpiece from the late Mughal era, completed in 1754. As we wandered through the tomb, we were fortunate enough to have the entire space to ourselves, allowing us to fully admire its intricate design and serene gardens that surrounded it, where peacocks roamed freely. Constructed from sandstone and marble, much like the iconic Taj Mahal, this magnificent tomb was built to honor Safdarjung, a ruler of a smaller region, and it was intended to serve as a mausoleum for him and his family. Next, we took a short walk to the nearby Lodi Garden, where we had the chance to witness local life starting its day in its peaceful green space. The lush surroundings provided a calm escape, offering a tranquil atmosphere that contrasted beautifully with what the rest of our day held. We made our way to the Anna Durgan stall, where we had our first and possibly favorite street food experience of the trip. A favorite among locals, we indulged in a mouth-watering dosa masala, a classic breakfast dish featuring a thin, crispy crepe made from fermented rice and lentil batter. The crepe was stuffed with a spiced mashed potato filling seasoned with turmeric, mustard seeds, and curry leaves, and served with a tangy chutney and flavored sambar for dipping. We also enjoyed medu vada, a crispy, deep-fried donut seasoned with black pepper, cumin, and sometimes onions or ginger, which was soft and fluffy on the inside, perfectly complemented by chutney. Both dishes were packed with authentic flavors, and we enjoyed a hearty breakfast for just $2 USD. The food was served in metal containers that we returned once we were done, and we ate standing on the street using a cement wall with barbed wire as our makeshift table. Next, we made our way to the famous Red Fort, where there was no line for the foreign ticket, which cost us $15. This historic fortification was built in the 17th century by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan and is renowned for its massive red sandstone walls and intricate Mughal architecture, blending Persian and Indian styles. Serving as the main residence of Mughal emperors for nearly 200 years until the British colonial period. The fort was constructed when the capital of India moved from Agra to New Delhi. Interestingly, it was built by the same emperor who commissioned the Taj Mahal as the largest monument in New Delhi. The Red Fort's entrance is lined with vendors selling a variety of items. Stepping outside the Red Fort into the heart of Old Delhi, the streets quickly became congested, and crossing the road felt like an adventure in itself. We also had an interesting experience when a driver followed us for about 30 minutes, persistently refusing to take no for an answer.
Better rickshaw, sir. Impossible. Where are you going to now? Better man. Possible rickshaw. Very big pocket, many pocket, be careful. This is all very crowded.
After navigating through the hustle and bustle of the old city, we arrived at Jama Masjid, one of the largest Sunni mosques in India, which was completed in 1656. Next, we walked about 30 minutes through Old Delhi to the spice markets. And just navigating through these packed streets was again an experience in itself. The chaotic energy was both exciting and overwhelming. Exactly what we imagined India to be like. We could smell the spice market before we even saw it, one of the largest and most vibrant spice markets in Asia. That has been a bustling hub for trading spices, herbs, and aromatic goods for centuries. The market is a sensory overload, with colorful displays of dried chilies, saffron, cardamom, and other exotic spices. But the thick air filled with the spices and dust can make it really hard to breathe. After visiting the spice market, we opted for a rickshaw ride back to our stay, as the overwhelming streets became too much to handle on foot. We truly enjoyed our first full day, diving headfirst into the culture and energy of India. On our third day, we decided to hire a local guide for a food tour to dive deeper into the flavors and history of Old Delhi. We plunged straight into the bustling streets to meet Devender, our guide, at the popular Slum chicken, where we started with delicious buttered chicken, paired with rumali roti, a paper-thin bread named for its delicate handkerchief-like texture. The food was incredibly tasty, and it was only the beginning of the night. Next, we tried a traditional Indian drink called Mohabbat Ka Sharat, made from milk, watermelon, and rose essence, followed by tikka, cooked right on the grills in front of us. Then we made our way through the crowded streets from the Muslim part of the city to the Hindu area of Old Delhi, where we had our first stop at a street vendor serving pani puri, a popular snack made of crispy puris filled with spicy water, tamarind chutney, chickpeas, potatoes, and sometimes yogurt or sprouted beans, which we were instructed to eat in one big bite. Afterwards, we indulged in pari chaat, a variety of chaat with crispy dough, potatoes, chickpeas, yogurt, tamarind chutney, and spices, before moving on to another restaurant that had more types of chutneys to try, with naan filled with different things like paneer and nuts. And finishing the tour with a refreshing lassi and traditional gulab jamun for dessert. Of course, we couldn't resist picking up some samosas, one of my favorites, to take back to our Airbnb to cap off day 3 with really full stomachs. On day 4, we hired an Uber, which became our go-to mode of transportation in India. From our Airbnb to a train station to go to our next destination, Agra, only to find that our train was delayed by 5 hours. Despite checking the schedules online before leaving our Airbnb, it still appeared to be on time when we set off for the train station, but it was definitely delayed. With the station lounge already packed and requiring an hourly fee, we decided to kill time by taking an Uber over to a Starbucks, where we could relax, work, and enjoy the comfort of Wi-Fi and AC. After a few hours, we returned to the train station, where some incredibly kind locals not only pointed out our train, but walked us to it, going above and beyond in true Indian hospitality. The 2.5-hour train ride in third class with AC was comfortable enough for the price of $8 per person, though we were thankful that we didn't have to sleep on it, as the train was quite crowded. Before the train departed, there were children walking through asking for money, which was a stark reminder of the harsh realities for so many in India. So it's good to be mentally prepared and maybe bring snacks to share. As we gazed out at the rural villages dotting the countryside, we couldn't help but feel deeply moved by the poverty that we witnessed, leaving a lasting impression. We finally arrived in Agra, relieved to be off the train, and after negotiating a taxi fare to match the Uber price, we checked into the Hilton using credit card points, which felt so nice after the long travel day. But if we're being honest, after all we had seen that day, we couldn't help but feel a little bit guilty for our luxurious accommodations for the night. On another note, if you're short on time or want to avoid an entire day of waiting and traveling by train, flights to Agra are available for $50 to $100 per person. On our 5th day, we woke up early to journey to the Taj Mahal. A breathtaking white marble mausoleum built by Emperor Shah Jahan in memory of his beloved wife Mumtaz Mahal. Widely regarded as one of the most beautiful buildings in the world, it stands as a timeless symbol of eternal love. At sunrise, the monument attracts thousands of visitors eager to witness its stunning beauty. In the soft morning light, though crowds can be overwhelming with the long lines and tourists scrambling for the perfect shot. The rush of people, combined with the mounting sense of sickness we both started to feel, made it hard to fully appreciate the experience. Unfortunately, we had to cut our visit short and cancel the rest of our plans, rushing in a tuk-tuk back to our hotel and spending the remainder of our day in bed with a case of Delhi belly, recovering from something we likely ate in the days prior. Again, we recommend opting for street food that's prepared fresh in front of you and served hot. Avoid cold foods, which we did not do, and food that's been sitting out for a while, as they may be more likely to have bacteria. But if you manage to avoid getting sick like we did, we highly recommend visiting the Agra Fort, also known as Agra's Red Fort, and Fatehpur Sikri, a historic city just west of Agra. These are both incredible sights that we were really disappointed to miss out on. On day 6, we boarded another train for a 4-hour journey to Jaipur, our final stop on the Golden Triangle tour. Jaipur, also known as the Pink City, is the capital of Rajasthan and has a vibrant blend of history and culture. Famous for its distinctive pink-colored buildings, Jaipur earned its nickname due to the pink sandstone used for much of its architecture, a tradition that began in 1876 when the city was painted pink to welcome the Prince of Wales. We checked into our hotel overlooking the city and took some time to relax before the exciting day ahead. On day 7, our tuk-tuk driver, Mohammed, picked us up bright and early at 8 a.m. And we set off for a visit to the Amber Fort, located just outside of Jaipur. This majestic hilltop fortress, built in the 16th century, is renowned for its intricate carvings, expansive courtyards, and opulent palaces. We wandered through its many rooms, including the royal family's private chambers, and were mesmerized by the stunning panoramic views of the surrounding landscape, making it one of Rajasthan's most iconic landmarks. The area was bustling with visitors and vendors who were constantly offering us everything from elephant rides to souvenirs. We then made a quick stop at Panamina Kakund, which turned out to be much dirtier than the bright pink photos we had seen online. Despite that, the 16th century step well is still an impressive sight, with its symmetrical stairs and multi-levels that once served as a crucial water source and a communal gathering spot for locals. Across the street is the ancient Hindu temple, Ambikeshwar Mahadev Mandir, which is worth visiting if you're in the area. After a bit of trouble getting the tuk-tuk started again, we were soon on our way, and our driver insisted that we stop at a local textile shop. So he took us to Heritage Village Textile. We were so glad that he did, as it gave us a fascinating insight into the centuries-old tradition of hand-printing textiles in Jaipur. The craft involves artisans using traditional block printing techniques to create intricate patterns and designs on fabric. Jaipur's hand-printed textiles are renowned for their exceptional quality and artistry, making them highly prized both locally and internationally. As we sipped on chai tea, we carefully selected 5 stunning fabrics, which the shop wrapped up and mailed for us right then and there to send home as gifts for our family. I'm so happy to report that they made it all the way to the US in just a couple of weeks. Next, we visited the City Palace, which cost us $10 per person. At the Amber Fort, there was an option to buy a Jaipur pass for 1,000 rupees or $15, which covered multiple sites. Looking back, we wish we had gone for the pass, as it would have been cheaper than paying separately for each individual attraction. The City Palace was built in 1727, when Jaipur became the capital of Rajasthan, serving as the royal residence of the Maharajas of Jaipur. It is located in the heart of the old city and features stunning courtyards and museums that highlight the region's rich history and culture. After exploring the different museums and exhibitions in the City Palace, we crossed the street, grabbing some cold water on the way, as it was a really hot day, and we got the bottles of water for only 20 rupees. Next, we visited the Jantar Mantar, which translates to astronomical instrument, and is one of 5 such observatories in India. It houses 19 large and intricate instruments designed for measuring time, tracking celestial bodies, and studying the stars. It features the world's largest stone sundial, along with several other remarkable structures built for precise astronomical calculations. The king at the time sought to ensure the most accurate measurements possible, commissioning the creations of observatories in 5 locations to guarantee the highest precision. We ended our day at the iconic Hawa Mahal, where we headed to the Tattoo Cafe Terrace for a stunning view of the palace. While there, we paid for some sodas so that we could access the terrace and take in the beautiful surroundings. The Hawa Mahal, also known as the Palace of Winds, its distinctive honeycomb designs features 953 small windows, which allowed royal women to observe street life without being seen. The area around the palace is very lively, with bustling traffic and stray cows roaming the streets, adding to the chaos of Jaipur. On day 8, we caught a flight to Mumbai, a city of striking contrasts, home to India's richest man, and the sprawling slums that houses over 1 million people. Formerly known as Bombay, Mumbai is India's financial and entertainment capital, located on the west coast. It's renowned for its film industry, the iconic Bollywood scene, and landmarks like the Gateway of India. After checking in to the Hyatt Centric near Juhu Beach, which we again booked using credit card points, we settled into our room and decided to take a quick tuk-tuk ride to get some food. Although the walk was only 10 minutes, the scorching heat and chaotic streets made the ride, costing less than 40 cents, totally worth it. Our destination was Juhu Food Street, a lively and famous spot along Juhu Beach, known for its street food scene. The area is filled with numerous vendors offering an array of mouth-watering local snacks, including vada pav, pav bhaji, and the refreshing dessert Kulfi Faluda. Naturally, we couldn't resist trying the Bombay burger, a beloved street food found at an estimated 20,000 stands across the city. This spiced potato patty, fried and served in a bun with tangy chutney, onion, and other toppings, was absolutely delicious. We washed it all down with a cup of chai tea. Each item we ordered cost less than $2, making it a very affordable, self-guided food tour. We ended the day by strolling along the beach, taking in the sights and sounds of Mumbai. On day 9, we booked a tour with a guide who grew up in Dharavi, the largest slum in Asia. He took us on a full-day tour to show us what life was like in his community. Before meeting our guide, we started our day early at the Gateway of India, which was erected to commemorate the visit of King George V and Queen Mary in 1911. This iconic landmark also holds historical significance, as it was the site where the British officially left India. On February 28, 1948, the last British troops departed, marking the end of the British colonial rule in the country. Right across the street stands the tall Taj Mahal Palace, a stunning 5-star hotel renowned for its impressive architecture and famous guests. Next, we met up with our guide for our first stop of our tour, an intriguing insight into the world of the Dubawalas. The tradition of the Dubawalas in Mumbai dates back over 125 years. It is believed to have started in 1890, when a group of men began delivering home-cooked meals to the city workers. This innovative system was designed to meet the needs of office workers craving home-cooked food during their hectic days. Today, the Dubawalas service is celebrated for its extraordinary efficiency, precision, and reliability, delivering thousands of lunchboxes across the city each day and ensuring they are returned home in the evening. Next, we headed to the train station across the street, and although it was early morning, we were already dripping with sweat from the intense heat. We took a second-class public train which had no air conditioning and no doors. Across the city to visit Dhobi Ghat, an open-air laundry located near Malahashmi Station. That is one of the largest of its kind in the world. Built in 1890 by the British for soldiers' laundry, today hundreds of washmen, known as dobies, wash laundry by hand every day. Each worker handles about 250 pieces of laundry daily and travels across the city to collect it from local residents, businesses, and hotels. The government allows them 3 hours a day to use water, and the laundry is dried in the sun because their electricity doesn't always work. They work 7 days a week, up to 14 hours a day. Over 5,000 people, including women and children, living in this area. Next, we ventured into Dharavi, the third largest slum in the world and largest in Asia. Dharavi's history dates back to the 1800s when the British established it as a small island for local fishermen to live on. Located in the heart of Mumbai, it is home to over 1 million people living in an area smaller than 1 square mile. Despite its reputation for overcrowding and poverty, Dharavi is a hub for small-scale industries, including leather goods, textiles, and recycling. The community is known for its resilience, with tight-knit neighborhoods that support one another. Dharavi is also famous for being the filming location for parts of the movie Slumdog Millionaire. We began our visit in the commercial area of the slum. Observing the hard-working daily lives of its residents, and a plethora of different occupations. Before moving on to the residential side, where the narrow, cramped living conditions left barely enough room to walk. It was a humbling experience to see large families living together in such small spaces. We were graciously invited into a local's home for a traditional lunch, where we washed up before sitting down to enjoy a delicious meal, eating together on the floor and using roti, a traditional flatbread, to scoop up the food. One of the most memorable meals we have ever had. Next, we walk through the market area, and our guide got us some fresh coconuts to try, and then led us to the pottery section of the slum. Where we even had the chance to try our hand at pottery. Gaining a newfound appreciation for the skill and the craftsmanship of the potters. This wrapped up our tour for the day. It was one of those days that changes your perspective forever. Day 10 was our last day in India. We packed our bags and checked out of our hotel and made our way to the airport in Mumbai to wrap up our unforgettable trip and head off to our next destination. As for our budget for the trip, our lodging came out to $301, with most of our stays being covered using hotel points. We spent $240 on food and local transportation, including trains, our flight from Jaipur to Mumbai, and tuk-tuks, costing us $140. Our excursions, which covered tours and entrance fees to various attractions, amounted to $205. Our total expenses for 10 days in India, excluding the flights, were $886 for 2 people. We hope you enjoy our guide and it has helped you plan your next trip to India. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment down below which country you'd like us to cover next. And we can't wait to see you in the next one soon.